Right. Namaste, everyone. Welcome to the last day, the 10th day of the Tridosha balancing program, Kapha Dosha Nivaran. We will start with our 3 ohms and then we'll have a short conversation with some of you and go on. Slow, deep breath. Remember the last breath that you learned until yesterday? Try to do that even with the Om chant. But take a full breath, and as you breathe out, you can do your Om, channel it up along the spine. I'll begin with something very interesting that I tried on myself today, and then I'll talk to the rest of you. So what I tried today was, when I went for a walk in the morning, I overdid the last, the fire, the breath of fire. I overdid that consciously. I overdid that, and I wanted to see how it would react, how it would affect my body. So when I was doing it, a random thought came to my mind. Maybe, the temperature in my body will rise. Maybe there'll be some sort of a fever or something. But I did this for quite a long time. That same thing which I shared with you and that you did towards the end yesterday, the last part. The full breath and then blowing out through your mouth, inhaling through the belly, the Manipura area, and channeling it up to the lungs and so on. I was doing that for a long time. And I was doing it very intensively. And when I came back, sure enough, I felt a little ache, a little pain in the body. And I felt as if some temperature had risen or something. So I asked my wife, she touched my forehead and she says, looks a little warm. So when she gave me the thermometer, I put it on my side, it read 9800. So if it's 99 on the side, it's about 100 or so. Very interesting. But then I said to myself, if my breath can increase my temperature. So next, through the morning, I started changing the breath I was doing. I wasn't doing the, breathing in from the Manipura and increasing the heat or the fire element in my body. Instead, I was channeling it differently. And would you believe it? It started coming down slowly, slowly. The last I read a little while ago, it was 97.2 side. Very interesting. Just for your information, keep it there. Who knows when it might come in useful. We will do more work on this later, but this is today's experiment, today's experience. So I thought I'll begin with this. Right. Right. So we were talking to Sridharanji. Where is Sridharanji? Sridharanji, you there? Yes. You'll have to unmute yourself, Sridharanji. Yes. So you were saying you will make the video shorter and up to a minute? Okay, great. Thank you so much. Your voice is not very clear. Can the others hear Sridharanji, or is it only me? Is it clear to everyone? A little better. A little better. A little better. Yes, yes. Okay, thank you. Right. Snehaji, where are we? How is the progress? How much in control is your nasal issues, your kapha and so on?
Yeah, I'm doing the exercise regularly. I think so in the morning I missed to do the gargling. So I'll be doing it in the evening, definitely. Because I have to put it in the practice. Like I have a practice now, like I start with the pranayam and then I do the lotus opening and all those things. but I started to do the lotus opening part while I'm doing the other exercise also. It's a bit
Okay,
of
that's good.
not that easy actually for me. It takes a little bit of time and conscious effort. But yes, I feel like I have to do that, and because that gives me a better feeling. That's why.
Very good. And overall, you are finding an improvement in your Kapha Dosha and your
Yes.
breath
I'll
and
be
so
able to
on.
tell you the exactly post 1 month, because it's been only 15 days. I'm without the nasal spray, like I was telling you. So if I go ahead with the next 15 days or 20 days without those things, then I can say that this has helped. I mean, something is improving from the inner side also. Yeah, and one more thing, I'm also
Very good.
off tablet with my allergy one. So that also I have to check for another 15 days.
Okay, so you're off allergy medicines as well.
Yeah, actually, because it has never been before.
Okay, that's wonderful. Excellent.
Yeah.
Very good. And do you feel you have more energy? Are you feeling a little more energetic and so on? Is that also part of it?
A little bit betterment is there, because initially I used to cough and that's how the energy used to get drained. But now, since I don't cough and there is no nasal block, and that's how
So
that is helping me a little bit.
Okay, so you're not coughing at all?
No, no.
Almost.
I'm coughing. There is another homeopathic medicine which I'm going as of now.
Okay.
That is there in the thing, but which is fine. Unless I'm not going with the allopathic, I'm completely fine.
Yes, that is right. Very good. Excellent. Very good.
Yeah. So maybe after a month, I'll be able to share the exact detail, and that I'll make sure that I'll not be stopping this exercise, because it took a really longer time for me.
That is, yes, that is right. Actually, it's reflecting in your appearance, because there is a little glow. There is a little more joy on your face as well. So I think it's having its impact.
Yeah.
Great.
It's definitely impacting. Thank you
so much. Thank you to you as well. Right. Yeah. Buddha Devji, I haven't seen you for some time. Where have you been?
Oh, yesterday actually there was some problem happened actually. So I'm not able to attend it. I got delayed.
Have you watched the videos? Have you learned all the techniques? Have you started using all of them?
Yes.
How good is your lotus opening?
So now it is, I'm experienced that I can feel this lotus opening, because when I closed my eyes, breath in, and when I'm releasing the breath, I feel sensation very tailbone area. That now it is clear. And
no, but that sensation is not only in one place. That the sushumna should feel like it's dilating, expanding throughout, not only in one spot.
I got it. So I was about to come on that. So when I'm breathing out, actually, I feel that through my susumna dilation part, I can able to feel. But while breathe in, that is, I think I have to improve a little more, because breathe out is, I can feel that susumna opening and the channel is little dilation is happening. So
with practice, no worries.
But Rajeshji, one thing I am facing.
Practice that should happen.
Yeah, but one more thing. Because when morning I wake up, little sneezing happening, and I do the gargling also.
One second. Others, please do your breath work. Even while we are talking to, I'm talking to one of you. Others, continue with your. Please don't just sit and waste your time. Do the breath work. Do your exercises. Standing with that whole complete step. Okay, yeah, go on.
So when morning I wake up, little sneezing and things happen. So I do the gargling, and a couple of minutes, some phlegm is also coming out. And then throughout the day, I feel very relaxed and comfortable, breath in, going out, no issues. But this watery coming, this mouth things is, I'm a little
the water in the mouth is a symptom of Kapha Dosha. Okay. Someone who has Kapha Dosha tends to get a little more saliva build up in the mouth. So it could be connected with that.
Even when I was just going ready to speak with you, I have to do 2 times, because I was feeling, even if it is not coming, but I feel that some water is coming in my mouth. I have to swallow it and then I can speak. Okay, so this is.
So if you do the full program, the full technique, the breath, the combined breath with the lotus opening and the the fire of breath, the breath of fire, you know, from the Manipura, drawing in the energy, channeling it up towards the lung and the chest and so on. That will help you. That will help you, but be cautious. The reason I started with my experience today was so that you are aware that if you overdo it, it could lead to overheating in the body, like it did to me today in the morning. But because I'm a breath worker, because I'm a little more aware of the intricacies of the breath, I was able to reverse it and bring down my temperature. Also, it was important for me to keep my temperature low because I have to travel to Bangalore in a few days and I do not wish to have any issues connected with temperature, etc. I don't mind if I get back more kapha. If that kapha dosh builds up, because I'm trying to lower my fire so that the temperature comes down. If the kapha dosh builds up, I don't mind for some time. Because when I go to Bangalore, my first thing is, I should not have any temperature so that I can stay, I can go travel and be there without any break during the international conference. So that is my first goal. Therefore, today, though I did what I did in the morning, I saw the impact, but I was able to quickly reverse it. So I started with that to caution you. Do this, but do it slowly, build it up slowly. Okay, very good. Anything else?
And I shared the video also to you.
Please do. Yes, please do.
No,
thank you.
I already have done. I think you have not checked
when?
it.
No. When did you do it?
Before the attendance session also.
Today?
Yeah, today.
Achha. Thank you so much. So kind of you. This is in the group or?
No, I said you in your personal number. WhatsApp.
Okay, I'll take a look later. I can't see it. Which number? Which number did you send it? Yes. I've seen it. Yes. Thank you.
You got it?
Perfect. Yes. Perfect. No worries. Thank you so much. I'll take a look later. So
okay.
kind of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, very good. Anyone else? Anything to share? Anyone else? Priyaji, maybe?
Yes.
Please do your practice. Please do your practices. Do your exercises with that same breath. Draw in from the Manipura. Let that breath travel more towards the lungs, the Manipura, back of the Manipura and up to the lungs and chest. So that the heating, the fire reduce the kapha build up in that area particularly. So please do that. But please do your exercises. Yes.
Is it normal the body heat increases because I'm also getting some heat boils? And yesterday after the practice, like I had this stomach pain, was not so severe.
Okay. Yeah. So remember, we are playing with the 5 tattvas. So the 5 tattvas are what the universe is made of. And we are trying to play with the 5 tattvas, but we have to do it in a very sensible way. So if you are doing it with your breath, usually there is no problem, but be aware of the changes that happen in your body so that you are able to take corrective action as necessary. So if you find that there is a little bit of overheating, see, as it is, your body is not a kapha type of body, if I remember correctly. Am I right, Priyaji?
Yes, sir. Not kapha.
There. So you have to be extra careful with the fire then.
But actually, I felt very thirsty and I
yes.
took a lot of water. I mean, more than normal. The body needed it. Like, and here, weather is also good. It's actually rainy weather, not a typical summer weather this week in Chennai.
Okay.
So normally we won't feel that thirsty, but I was feeling more thirsty and could able to take a lot of water. And
so the heat is building. So the heat is building in your body. Now understand this. Now you have a technique. You have a tool in your hand to increase the fire or to increase the heat when you need it. So use that, but use that sensibly. Use that in a sensible way so that it does not cause you a negative reaction or negative result. So See, sometimes some adverse things that happen to us are good. In fact, मेरे साथ तो अभी consistent चीज हो गई है. If there is some problem with my body, it's almost as if I have a breathwork cure coming up. Like today, when my body overheated, and I actually had a temperature 99 on the side, so that's almost 100, right? And within a couple of hours, it's back to normal with breath work. So can you imagine how strong I feel about it? I mean, how grateful I am that I have a technique which can increase the temperature in my body, but which used differently can also reduce the temperature. So that's very
the positive side, to be very frank, there is nil fatigue. Normally, I used to feel that, but totally,
because this is increasing. Yeah, this is increasing energy.
No fatigue. I'm able to do my asanas slowly. It's really, I'm very happy about it because since 5 months, I couldn't do anything.
Wow.
So it is really, really nice, sir. That way,
excellent.
I'm very happy.
Excellent. I need to talk to, sorry.
Rajesh, one more thing I wanted to ask you. I don't know what it is. Now, couple of days I experienced one new thing. That is when I'm doing it, let's say eyes closed and 5 minutes happen, I'm doing this breath work and feeling it. I feel a very tiny or small water drop kind of a thing. It feels like it is falling from here and slowly sensation happening through it. It is feeling me very good, but I don't know what it is happening. It seems like something very small ball is.
You are like very lucky. You are very lucky. That is Amrita. That is go.
Okay. But when I try to hold it for a long time, it is not happening. And then I do this and it is gone.
Yeah, don't hold it. Experience it.
Okay.
I'm doing Kachari Mudra, it will come.
Sridharanji wants to tell you something. Go on, Sridharanji.
While doing Kachari Mudra.
Yes, Kachari Mudra that happens. So we are not doing Khechari Mudra, but because we are touching our tongue to the roof of the mouth, therefore it's almost like a mini Khechari, if you like. So you are going in a certain direction and your body is responding in a certain way. That is considered a very good thing. So don't feel bad about it, Buddhadevji. Enjoy it. Experience it. Enjoy it. See, everyone is happy to hear
when it is happening, the feeling is awesome. Like it is good. I feel like something wonderful happening.
देखिए प्रिया जी बोल रही है so lucky.
So I thought maybe that I told you that there are watery things happening. Maybe this is one of these. But that is in wonderful. No. That is not disturbing. It is feeling very. That time I don't want to open my eyes. Actually, I feel that let's be like this only.
Yes. Yeah, you should stay that way. Enjoy that. That is actually Amrita. There are deep explanations about this in yoga. So you do a little bit of research, you will find enough information about this. Don't worry about it. Okay. And the good thing is, if you do the research after the experience, you will understand what it means a little better. And therefore, see, sometimes what happens is people read a lot about all these experiences and then they start imagining. Then it's their mind playing games with them. But after you have experienced, then you read about it, then you understand it, and then you get clarity. Yeah, this is what happened, or you get validation that this is what happened. Then you feel good. Ha ki mera ye acha experience ho gaya. So enjoy that. Very good. I need to talk to Saurabh ji. I've seen him after a long time. Saurabh ji, namaste. Can I talk to you, please?
Ji, namaste, Rajesh ji. Sorry.
Namaste.
Sorry,
Saurabh ji.
I've been very irregular.
Yes, I know. How have you been otherwise?
I've been doing good. I'm still practicing, the belly breathing and the RY, raise your vibration practices.
But what about the Tridosha?
I have not been able to do anything about it so far.
We shared such a powerful technique that some people have used. Anyway, I hope you'll have to do it again once, I suppose, But I shared, actually in the raise your vibrations also, I shared a little bit of that lotus opening, but in this program we went much deeper with the lotus opening, and of course the breath of fire, because this is about Kapha Dosh. So trying to balance the Kapha Dosh, we worked with the lotus opening and the breath of fire, and apparently some people have got fairly good results. And the name I would certainly mention is Sneha ji, because Sneha ji has had a lot of issues with her breath and nose and so on, and she has seen some wonderful outcomes so far.
Awesome.
But yeah, but I wish you had continued regularly. I'm glad to see you anyway. I'm glad to see you here. In fact, I was thinking about you today.
Thank you. I remain committed. I will work with you on a long term basis. It's just that last few weeks had been a little difficult, and yeah, I couldn't join. Sorry about that.
So the Tridosha videos have been posted online. If it interests you, you can watch them. But see, watching videos is not the same as doing live sessions, because in live sessions there is a different energy, there is a different focus, and you seem to absorb things so much more. So that's wonderful. Okay, Saurabh, anything you wish to share or say or anything?
I will only say that I mean, I don't know. I know Sneha ji was there, and I think Buddhadev ji was there in the Raise Your Vibration program as well. So I can only talk about that because that's the only thing I've been practicing regularly, and it has helped me tremendously. I will I think Priya ji was saying about less fatigue and more energy. I feel the same with that, and I do feel that I've been able to practice it with less effort. So it is becoming more natural for me to do that even for long periods of time. I mean, at times I can do it for like 20-25 minutes without interruption. That circulatory breath, right? So I'm able to do it for 20-25 minutes. So that's nice. I quite often do that when I'm driving. And these days I'm driving a lot. On Wednesday, I drove almost like 500 miles in this one day.
Does it contain your road rage?
Yes, it does. It does, I would say. But more importantly, I don't feel that much tired when I come back home. I lie down on the bed and I'm able to drive that much long days, start at
500 kilometers is what? Yes, 500 kilometers.
500 miles, 800 kilometers.
Oh my God. A day.
Not every day, but that one day I drove that.
Occasionally.
And it was not a very, at times it was not a very pleasant drive because there was in a lot of traffic and, you have to accelerate, then stop, then accelerate, then change lanes and all of those kind of things. So, once you live in US for quite long, you are not used to that kind of driving, right? You become used to just drive in your lane.
Smooth, yes.
Right? So it takes its toll. But because I was continuously doing my breath work, I think I think without it, I would have been very tired and would have felt.
So that's wonderful. But more importantly, what I would like to learn or know is, have you used your vibration breath in sticky situations? For example, when you were challenged, something triggered you, you were angry, you were upset, or you're emotionally feeling low. Were you able to consciously use the breath at that time and get out of that situation?
Yes. The answer is yes, absolutely.
So
I would say mostly emotional disturbance.
Yes.
Sometimes some discussion with my wife, and that does get to me. When you're having a discussion with somebody outside, that doesn't really get to you, right? Like inner you, right? But when the discussion is with somebody very close to you, and mostly it happens either with my wife or maybe one of my daughters, right? And so that disturbs me emotionally a lot. And I have been able to use the raise your vibration technique.
Excellent. अब तो आपको भी एक testimonial is in order. The 1 minute testimonial.
Yes, yes, yeah. I think it's long overdue.
Written bhi de dijiye. Written can be any length, I don't mind. But the video, if it's about a minute long, it's very effective on social media.
Sure.
So somebody like you, suave, good looking, you know, you will influence younger people much more than somebody like me. Right.
No, I will absolutely do it. Yes.
Okay,
yes,
great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So at this moment, what they are doing is they have, like in the Raise Your Vibrations program, they built towards certain final breath in a manner of speaking. So like a combined breath, which is a combination of different kinds of things. Some of the ones that you learned in the Raise Your Vibrations are also part of this. For example, the Hanuman Master Breath, the belly breath, of course, is the basic. So that is here as well, plus the Hanuman Master Breath. So there are certain commonalities. But the divergence happened when they started using the Lotus Opening a little differently, and they learned certain breathwork techniques to increase the fire element and reduce the kapha element in the body. So which is what they have learned to do, and which is what they are apparently doing, and hopefully getting good results as well. It's still early. It's still 3 weeks into the program, so I can't say that they have felt the full force of the program. But also very interestingly, Saurabhji, again, it's still only just a couple of hints, if I can call it that. But some people seem to have had some experience on the financial aspects of their experience as well, which means as if this program has helped open certain things, leading to a ease in the finances and so on. That I think would be a very interesting program if I get a little more feedback from from people, and if they had experiences like that, then I'll have to do a little bit of more work on this. But I think I'll be able to pinpoint to a certain part where if somebody is challenged and if they try to do that kind of breathe, they might be able to get a little bit of relief. Sometimes even that little bit of relief counts for a lot. So that's where we are, right? I'll be waiting for your testimonial. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I will work on it. Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you. And we have to work on some other things as well. Oh, by the way, Saurabhji, you know, I'm going to Bangalore for the international conference. Are you aware of that?
I'm absolutely aware of it. Yes. Yes.
Okay. Wonderful. Right. I'll just talk to a few more people who just came in a little late, but I would like to get their feedback as well. Sangeeta ji, yes, welcome, Sangeeta ji. How are you today? How is it going for you? I didn't see your report today, but I would like to know.
I'm much better today. I did my gargling and Jalneti in the morning, so that heaviness which I was feeling is gone, is much less. And otherwise, I'm feeling much better.
And the quality of your breath?
Quality of the breath थोड़ी अच्छी होती है, थोड़ी कम होती है. अभी consistently अच्छी नहीं है.
अच्छा, तो उसको consistently अच्छी बनानी है मगर.
हाँ, बिल्कुल.
ठीक है, very good. Thank you. Vijaya ji, yesterday also I was trying to talk to you, but आपसे बात नहीं हो पा रही थी. Are you available, Vijaya ji? I hope the others are continuing with their breath work. I hope you're not just sitting and not doing you should be doing. Actually, you should be doing the freehand exercises with this breath work, which is what I would have liked to see you do. But
anyway, I am traveling in the car, so that is why.
Oh, okay. So you are exempted, but what about the others? The others should be doing it. Buddha Dev ji is very meditative. Priya ji is also very meditative. So.
Sir, I am Vijay Kumari. Will you be able to hear me, sir?
Yes, Vijaya ji. Yeah.
Sir, I am still in college, but I am listening all your words. Okay. Yes, sir, I practiced really. Actually, I have, before joining this class, I have some kapha problem and cough, everything. And I already told, due to some exams, I was fully stressed. But by practicing this hand exercise and all the instruction, belly breathing, and breathing from the Muladhara to spine, absorption, lotus expansion, everything is really, and feeling the heat in from just throwing the kapha, like throwing the kapha and the bad negativities. Really, it is very helpful for me to remove the kapha, and also I had little bit. I feel that I was very less in stress, and my mind was very calm. I can able to handle something. I was very irritated feeling before, but now I am feeling so happy, and really thank you so much, sir. It's really very wonderful session. With practical you have done is really, and you have, and one more thing, you keep on correcting us what we are. That is really very instructing. If I done we done correct, no wrong also, you keep on instructing. You do this like really your instructions and the way you teaching is really absolutely great. And thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Vijay. Then I'm going to ask you also for a testimonial.
Oh, okay, sir. Actually, I was in some exams, sir. That's why I'm not able to focus on it. So surely I will share, sir. Surely I will share.
Yeah, that'll be nice. So if it's a short, up to a minute, your
sure,
name of the program, how you have felt a change, and
sir.
so on. That will help. See, because if I tell people something, it has a different value. But when people participate in the program and they share their own experiences, it just impacts people so much more powerfully. So therefore, that will be nice.
Oh, surely, sir. Surely, sir. I will do.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Very good. All right, very good. Please continue with that breath work. And you have a number of tricks now, which is, if ever you find that you're stressed, you can lie down, check your breath, allow belly breathing to happen. Notice how and where your breath is flowing. Become aware of your different channels of your breath, and work on them constantly, keeping your channels open, keeping them cleansed through regular passage of energy, breath is important. So you keep doing that, it'll stay open. It'll be easier for you to get whatever you wish to get through your breath work. Also, if any of you is able to share anything on the finance aspects, the income or flow, money flow aspects, please do share, not necessarily today, but over the next few days, because I think that would be an interesting area to explore as well. So based on people's experiences, I'd like to go a little deeper into that as well. Would be a very interesting share there. Okay, very good. So slow, deep breath in. Tongue at the roof of your mouth. And the lotus opening with the perineum engaged. Draw in the breath from the Manipura. Pull it up along the spine, and sometimes if you find that there is a lot of kapha buildup in the body, remember what we did yesterday towards the end. We can do that, intensive. So you are doing the same thing, but you're doing it a little more intensively. You're drawing in the breath from the Manipura area, and you're pulling it up a little more intensively from the Muladhara up along the spine. The breath that you are drawing in from the Manipura, channel that breath into your lungs, into that area, towards the lungs and the Vishuddhi, the upper part of your body, to create a little bit of a heating or a little bit of anti-kapha impact. Snehaji, that should work very well for you in particular, because your issues are more connected with the that part of your being. So the more you are able to neutralize the kapha there, naturally it will impact every aspect of your breath in particular, which impacts everything else. So,
more than mucus, I feel like there are more of burps actually. So I think maybe the issue is with that, and that's how the mucus builds up. That's what is my understanding. But of course, over a period of time, I might know.
Yes. So sometimes, in Ayurveda, they speak about how they're actually all connected. So it's not as if your kapha dosh is standalone. See, everything is inside you is connected with each other. Your digestive system is connected with your respiratory system and so on. So everything is connected. You could have a point. You could have a point there. However, since you have a directly, you are directly suffering consequences of kapha. So first we need to balance the kapha. After you balance the kapha, reduce the kapha, then you can try to balance the vata pitta kapha, vata pitta aspect. But pehle kapha ko thoda theek kariye, because that is the thing that is affecting you much more. Burps aaya, nikal gaya, khatam, end of story. Burp तो आप जितना belly breathing करोगे उतना आपका burps clear होता जाएगा. The deeper you go into belly breathing, the more of that will be released from your system, and a point will come when maybe your body will not need to produce so much of that. है ना?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. अभी करते रहिए, practice करते जाइए. Buddha Dev Ji is deep in meditation. Let him be. I will not disturb him. That is good. Deepika Ji is lying down and doing her practices. And that is also okay. As long as she is happy with whatever results she is getting out of it. Everyone has their own way. And that's perfectly all right. Sangeeta Ji is in the car, so she probably can't do too much except maybe listen and do her breath work sitting in the car. Saurabh Ji cannot do too much because he has missed out a few of the sessions. Priya Ji is deep in meditation, so I shall not disturb her either. So we shall continue this way, focused on the breath, relaxed. So one thing many of you would have probably understood in this short 3-week program so far is that your breath actually has a lot of power, which you have experienced firsthand. Earlier, you may have had some idea about it or some hint or some conviction, but hopefully by now it's a deeper conviction. If there is a deeper conviction, if you've understood that there is a lot, into the breath, in the breath, then hopefully it will draw your attention a little more and you will work to become a little more intimate with your breath. The deeper you go in this relationship with your breath, the richer it will be, in terms of what it brings you in terms of experiences and so on. So please keep building on that. मेरा प्रोग्राम तो छोटा सा है, 3 हफ्ते का, खत्म हो जाएगा, आज खत्म हो ही रहा है. But your relationship with your breath must continue, and the deeper it goes, the richer your experiences will get, and that will be beautiful. Sridharanji, I haven't seen you for a while. I think you're also meditative, I guess. So okay, I shall not disturb you either. Everyone is looking and feeling and being a meditative. So I think I'll do the same as well. Yes, Priyaji, look happy with your short meditation.
Kumbha state is normal, right? Or should we focus?
Sorry? I'm not very clear. What was your question?
No. Like at times doesn't want to breathe. Bahir Kumbhak.
Bahir Kumbhak, yes. So almost like a breathless state. That's a good thing. In yoga, being in that breathless state is a good thing. See, when are we in a breathless state? Let me explain this to you. We tend to become breathless when we go deep into relaxation. When we are deep in relaxation, we become less dependent on the breath because, your emotions, etc., are not demanding anything. It's only when we are a little agitated that we tend to breathe faster, shorter. So that's why you'll notice when you are angry or when you're upset, your breath becomes shorter. Somebody's dog is making a bit of a noise. Anyway, so that's the thing, that's the connect. So if you're feeling a little more or you're feeling deeper levels of relaxation, naturally your breathing will become softer, gentler, subtler, and what you just experienced as Bhaiya Kumdak. You get something like that. Enjoy it, yeah. So today looks more like a meditation session, but that's okay. That's okay. It's our 10th session and there is nothing new to pick up today. So how you use whatever you've learned so far is good.
Is there anything else to add?
नहीं, अभी आप और कुछ add कर. See, there could be some things I could have added, but I'm not going to add anymore because the focus of this program was basically the Kapha Dosha Nivaran. So I brought you to a stage where you are able to handle your Kapha Dosha a little more effectively than before. The first thing is to be able to deal with Kapha Dosha. First, you should be able to expel whatever Kapha is there in your body, the mucus part of the Kapha Dosha. Kapha Dosha can have numerous other effects or manifestations, but obviously the presence of mucus, the presence of phlegm is the most disturbing because it impacts your breath immediately. Anything that impacts your breath will effectively impact every aspect of your life, every aspect of your life. So to be able to get that out of your system, and I think you might have noticed when you do that blowing out through your mouth, you tend to throw out a little more phlegm then, even though you've done your Shwasko Shuddhi Kriya and all the other techniques. But as you do that, you'll find a little more phlegm is getting expelled because that's how powerful that technique is. You are drawing in the fire from the Manipura area, channeling it up the spine. जो भी कफ body में, see, body is constantly producing kapha, phlegm. You constant, just as pitta, there is a constant production of pitta. So if the pitta production falls, then our digestion will finish. So it's not as if, the pitta is all bad. It's not as if kapha is all bad. The bad is when it becomes beyond a point, when it starts affecting certain other aspects of your life. Then it's a problem. Similarly with pitta, a certain amount of pitta, if you don't have, how will you digest your food? You need that. You need that to digest. The problem is when it becomes so much that it starts giving you all kinds of discomfort and then can lead to other kinds of ailments. You can't hear me?
No. I said anxiety, irritation.
See, so Priya ji, very simple. Anytime you are anxious, आपके पेट में tightness आ जाएगी. That tightness is what is causing that pitta dosh more than anything else. So as you learn to do belly breathing, etc., which is what I was telling Snehaj a little while ago, as you go deeper into belly breathing, this tightness in the belly will reduce. The moment this tightness in the belly reduces, the moment you go into deeper levels of relaxation in the belly, आपका वात पित्त कफ सब में impact आना शुरू हो जाएगा. The only thing is, kapha is a little more distracting or disturbing because it affects your breath immediately. So it needs to be thrown out. It needs to be thrown out sooner the better. So the techniques that you have learned, Shwasko Shuddhi Kriya, and of course, what we have done in this program, I'm calling it the breath of fire, but there are other breaths of fire as well. So there may be some confusion when I call it the breath of fire, but for the purpose of the Tridosha balancing, I'm going to stick to that. In the Tridosha balancing program, I'm going to call it the breath of fire because that's how it is working. and I shared my own experience just this morning. So, you know, it has that ability. And if you see, fire is a very powerful thing. But if a fire is not controlled, then it can finish you. So to be able to control fire, to be able to have access to fire and control it, puts you in a position of tremendous power. But if you do not have power over the fire, if it works, if it burns at its own pace, then it can destroy you. Hai na? See, that is the thing with all the elements. Vata is wind. If that wind is so powerful, if it's so strong, it can blow up so many things. Similarly with Kapha Dosha. Kapha is a combination of earth and water. So if the earth also shakes too much, it can cause a lot of damage. If the water flows too much, floods something, that can also cause a problem. So all of these elements, we as human beings, either we learn to live in a way that it never gets to a point where it's too much for us. So that means we have to make peace with our environment. Pehle ke zamane mein, they would make peace with the environment in many other ways. You know, there were Vedic ways, and there were, you know, like home and rituals like that and so on. But think, you know, in other cultures, they had the shamans and whatever. But today's, you know, scientifically exposed human being will not readily go into that or accept that without. And the problem is, you know, they will not accept it blindly. I'm saying they will reject it blindly. They may not accept it blindly. It's a good thing. But if they reject it blindly, that's not a good thing. But there is a blind rejection of anything that is not so-called scientific or not so-called based on science. But science also has many different kinds of expressions. All our traditional systems of knowledge are actually scientific. You know, Agnihotra, very scientific. But it's a science that was understood by rishis in their own way, explained to the people in their own way, used by the people in their own way. Ayurveda is a different science, understood by the rishis, based on their own observations, and then shared. But today's, you know, scientifically minded people are actually not so scientifically minded, because they will outright reject some of these things. They have not experimented, they have not studied, they have not gone deep, but they will reject it. So what can you do about this? But they think that is scientific. So anyway, that said, in today's world, with this kind of a scientific attitude, there are a lot of things that people do not wish to go into, and so on. It's their experience, their loss, if I can call it that. So that's it. Sridharanji, how's it going?
Yes, going well.
हाँ जी, all well. अभी आप क्या कर रहे थे? आप तो लेट गए थे. You were doing your breath work.
Yes,
Did you increase the fire in your system?
yeah.
Okay, but don't increase too much also. Huh? Like what I told you this morning when we started.
Yes,
we balance about. Go slowly, build it slowly. Any techniques that I've shared, I've always advised people to go slow. I'm sharing techniques, I'm sharing insights, but we do not have to get outcomes immediately. We do not need outcomes tomorrow. Let the outcome slowly, but let us move towards that with baby steps initially. As we become more capable of handling them, then we can intensify our practices. Yes, Buddha Devji, deep in thought.
Yes.
Are you thinking, or are you not thinking?
No, I'm feeling actually the breath inside.
Okay, that's good. Feeling your breath inside. Good, no problem with that. Continue. Very good. All right, very good.
And sir,
Yes,
Dev's experience is really motivating. I mean, so it really motivates. Okay, even we have to do it to attain that state. Because as you said, in yoga, we keep on talking about breath.
You also had it. Did you also get it? No. Buddha Dev Ji,
As you said, we keep on reading it, so maybe until we chase it, I don't think it's possible.
No, don't chase it. No, don't chase. You only do what you need to do. Let that experience come when it comes. If it comes. Everyone does not get the same experiences. Buddha Dev Ji ke experiences are his own. Your experiences are your own. No need to compare. No need to want what somebody else has. You go along your path. See what comes along your path.
Actually, it is a proof like how deep this can get. So that way, I'm really motivated. It's such a simple technique, what we're doing now. But the effect.
But Buddha Dev Ji has
different. But when he said, "Wow, it's something really wonderful, exciting."
Yes, but Buddha Dev Ji has been doing some other kinds of breath work also. So he's done, of course, he's done the Shwas Ko Shuddhi Kriya, then he did the raise your vibrations. But before that, he learned the Hanuman master breath a little more deeply. Then he did the raise your vibrations. And now he's done the Tridosha balancing. So he has experienced the breath from different perspectives, or he has used different ways of breathing. And he has come up with a system of his own, which is what he's using. And that is how it's working in him. And it's bringing him certain results. And that's wonderful.
Very nice.
Yeah, that is true, Rajeshji, because one thing I keep sharing with anyone, because I used to practice this, the pranayama like Kapalbhati, Anulom Vilom, but the techniques when I learn from you, this Hanuman Master Breath and all these things, I would say all are effective, no doubt, but one of the problem that I was continuously facing, which is related to the sinus and the sneezing and all, that is only cured with your guidance in terms of this the Hanuman Master Breath, because my first experience improving things happened through the Hanuman Master Breath actually. So after doing all these things, I really feel that my internal channels are, it is clean in such a way that air is like moving this thing, and this is what helped me. My sinus thing has gone. And that is, I really, thanks to you, it's I can say it's a blessing for me that I got connected to you, because I was facing this issue from a long time. Even though I used to do the practice of yoga and pranayama kind of things, it was not going. And I went to the homeopathy, allopathy. Allopathy doctor said, this is nothing, you don't worry about it, take the spray. And after a certain period of time, your body will forget it. But my body was not forgetting for a long time, 3-4 years. Now I feel that my body is forget just because of this breath work that I did. So that is really, I'm very happy.
So this combination that you have experienced, see, it's not just one kind of breath. There are different techniques that have come together to give you a final breath. So this combination of different techniques together, that final product that you've got, if I can call it a product, the breath, it's become a very powerful breath. You can't even begin to imagine how far it's going to take you, how deep your experiences are going to become in the days ahead. You can't even begin to imagine, but you must continue using these techniques. Use other techniques, have no problem. You do your pranayam, you do your Kapalbhati, you do your Anulom Vilom. Combine some of the techniques that you've learned, the Hanuman Master Breath, the Lotus Opening, combine it with all of them. Then you see the results. See, I cannot hold your hand and take you along this path. Because aap kahin ho, main kahin hu. Once in a while, of course, you may have a question. I may be able to guide you a little. But basically, I cannot hold you and take you. But some of the insights that I've shared with you are very powerful insights on their own. So when you've understood those insights, you've learned ways to use them. You've learned ways to, like somebody else was saying a little while ago, that she was combined, I think, was it was it Priyaji or was it? Yeah. Combining it with some other techniques. Yes, that is what you must do. Yeah. So
one,
doing.
even I'm also trying to do something this in breath and out breath, because I'm do the Surya Namaskar. So I feel it is working very properly, because while in a Surya Namaskar also there is breath hold and when to release it.
Yes.
So when I'm combining this Hanuman Master things that breathe in and then
results.
After
you'll get
2 or 3
results.
Surya Namaskar morning, after 2 or 3 Surya Namaskar, I feel like my entire system is like a funnel, like it's like a open channel. That
movement is so good.
So that's good, really experience good.
Combine the lotus opening with that also. So when you are doing this, do the lotus opening along with it. It's like more energy will pass through you. See, just as in an electrical thing, electrical wire, there is a 200 volt electrical charge or a 400 volt electrical charge. Your Sushumna is like that. So if you learn how to use your Sushumna from a 200 volt or 100 volt, 100 watt kind of electrical system, it can go to 1,000 watts, 2,000 watts. So a lot of changes will start occurring in your system, and you will see. You stay with this. You stay connected with breath. You will have your own discoveries. It's not as if whatever I have shared is the end. It's not the end. It's a beginning for you all. For me, it's the end because I'm at the end of my life or closer to the end of my life. So for me, it may be near the end. But for you all, it should be the beginning. This should lead you to more clarity, more insights, so that, you are able to share with more people, help more people, and so on.
And maybe it's not my laziness, I don't know, sir. But instead of doing Bastrika, I don't say this has to replace that. But again, as you said, it's according to our body. Sometimes even regularly practicing the same set of asanas and breathing, the body gets used to, but the mind starts wavering outside. The focus sometimes shifts. So that time, when we combine something else, so that the focus will be here. Normally, I do that because I'm a kind of a person who gets boredom very easily. So I'll be doing something, but somewhere mine will be. So, after starting 3 ohms, Krishna's flute is very easy for me to just settle.
So the Krishna's flute is with the Shwas Kushuddhi Kriya.
I saw those videos, sir.
Okay, very good.
So it's very easy, doing Bastrika and everything is fine, but this is something new. So I feel excited. So immediately I settled down and do some asanas, Jadar Parivartasana, all that I started doing this week. Otherwise, my body was not okay to do all that. So this week I started doing that. So it is maybe a shortcut to sit into this meditation. And breathing, everything comes very easily. And to close, maybe it might help somebody else. So to close with Brahmari and Ujjayi, so it's a complete set. Throughout the day, we can feel that vibe. Like you said, when we listen to our body, or maybe to the mind,
energy, movement of that energy.
Sorry, sir?
Excellent. Very good. Excellent. So keep it up. And anyone else? Any concluding remarks? Anything? Any questions?
Having any feedback sessions, sir? I mean, any doubts or feedback?
Yeah, always. You are always welcome to write to me, send me a message. I usually respond quite fast. So hopefully, I'll be able to, unless I'm caught up with something at that point of time or something. But usually I tend to respond fairly quickly to whatever anyone says. Right.
So Rajesh ji,
let's do our 3. Yes.
I have attended Raise Your Vibration, Swasko Suddhi and Tridosha, and also this Hanuman Master. What is next?
You want to do it?
Yeah, definitely, because this is helping. Because see, to be very honest, because now we don't know, we never know which one is going to give you fruits at what time. But now I feel that I'm getting the fruits.
Yes. So the Lotus Opening is the one that I wish to take people into deeper. So you have skimmed the surface of the Lotus Opening Program. But I hope to be able to bring that program in the next, in June perhaps. And I'll be sharing information on in the groups and so on. But that's the one I wish to take you. But when I take you into that lotus opening, I'm going to take you directly into your chakras. So a lot of work is going to go on, and of course, it's going to be subtle, or as you've noticed, we are slowly becoming a little more subtler in our approach towards the breath, because we've handled the more grosser aspects of it. Now we are working with the subtler aspects of the breath. So the Lotus Opening Program, in many ways, is at least so far, in all the insights that I have got, in many ways, this Lotus Opening is probably, I used to think Hanuman Master Breath is the crowning breath, but I think the Lotus Opening is the crowning breath so far. I don't know what is going to come next. Like I said, for me, even this is quite a lot actually. The impact, the actual impact on people who do all of this is huge. तो देखें अभी बट लोटस ओपनिंग वाला करूंगा तो वो वाला करिएगा, आप तो कर ही लोगे, बाकी लोग का I don't know. Right. So let's do our 3 ohms and then we can sign off for tonight. Slow deep breath. Go with the same breath that you've been doing so far. Thank you all, and do keep in touch. I'm always available to you. You have my WhatsApp information. Some of you have my Facebook contact as well, and you have my telephone number. So no issues, and continue with your breath work. Please don't leave it. No matter what happens, do not let breath work escape out of your fingers, out of your hands. Continue with it, stick with it. It will give you immense rewards. Thank you all, and all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Namaste. Namaste, Shivanji. Snehaji, please stay in touch. I want to see how you are progressing. Huh?
Yeah, sure. I'll do. You'll see my morning messages.
Thank you. Yes, great. Thank you. Namaste all.